one. Oh, you got it. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Community Updates right here on WJZZ Cool TV. This evening we have Miss Kyra Jefferson, who is going to be sharing with us some wonderful things on how to have multiple streams of income. And Ms. Jefferson will be sharing with us her story of how she went through some trials but came out successful even as a result of the things that she went through. But before we get started with that, you know we always do right here on Community Updates. We want to give you some community information. Please get out your paper and your pencil. We'll be sharing just a few things with you. But again, I want to also tell you before we get started, you're looking at Community Updates right here on WJZZ Cool TV. And if you have any questions, we want you to please give us a call at 313-355-6018. Again, that number is 313-355-6018. Feel free to call in with questions, comments, anything. We want you to have some comments and share some things with this beautiful young woman, Miss Kyra Jefferson, this evening, who's going to be sharing with us her story. And you can catch us every Wednesday on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. So I want to first of all thank everyone for the donation giveaway that we had this past Saturday at the Arab American Chaldean Center. It was phenomenal. Thank you to all of the donators who donated wonderful pieces of furniture. People were emptying out their homes of good quality furniture that maybe they just were thinking about buying some new furniture and gave it away absolutely free to all those who came out. And I can tell you they came out in droves. They came out with trucks. They came out from the north, south, east, and the west. They got living room sets, dining room sets, desk and bedroom sets, mattresses, queen sets, children sets, so many wonderful things. People still texting me pictures of one young lady texted a picture. She didn't have any furniture in her home, and she said, now I have a living room set and a dining room set. Thank you all so much. People, husband and wife team, didn't have any furniture in their living room. Couple of husband and wife teams. Mothers with single mothers with children now have living room sets. The clothes, the silk suits, the designer purses and dresses. I mean, it was phenomenal. Thank you to all of you who came out. Thank you to the Maiden House who gave us in quick quality, who provided some truck and some people to help move some things. Thank you to all of you who helped with that. We look to do it again sometime between Thanksgiving or Christmas, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So if you have some things that you're thinking about donating or need to receive some items, please don't hesitate to give us a call, 248-238-4863. If you want to donate some items, and then when we're going to be doing it again, you can check back with me. You can go to my Facebook page, which is Michelle Turner White on Facebook, and see when we'll be doing it again. We're looking to do it somewhere between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And also, because it's becoming larger, I'm looking for a facility that we can hold some of this furniture in. I started getting calls for people wanting to donate more rooms of furniture that evening, Saturday evening. But if you have a place or know of a place that is maybe just sitting empty that can be donated to the Lions Club International, that we can house some of this furniture in, it would be greatly appreciated. I know I read somewhere, Kyra, that you have not because you asked not. So I said, well, I need to ask and see if anybody has a facility or knows of one that we can hold some of this furniture in. So we're asking. And again, the number to reach me is 248-238-4863. Also, I want to tell you, the Lions Club International, which I'm a member, and if you want to become a member, give me a call at that 248 number as well. The Lions Club International, our next big event, we will be doing Sleep in Heavenly Peace, working with that organization for building beds, bunk beds for children. Their motto is no child should have to sleep on the floor. If you know of children that are sleeping on the floor, we're going to be building beds September the 10th at Lowe's in Livonia. Lowe's out department store or Home Depot store, Lowe's store in Livonia. Please, we need more volunteers. If you want to volunteer and help build some beds, and then on a different date, we'll be delivering the beds to the children. Or if you want to make donations to the Lions Club International, please feel free to go to our website, which is MetroDetroitLionsClub.org. MetroDetroitLionsClub.org, no spaces. So we'll be working with Sleep in Heavenly Peace September the 10th. If you'd like to volunteer and come out and help build some bunk beds for children, Lowe's is helping, providing the facility and some of the supplies. We'll be physically building, hammering, and doing whatever you need to do to build a bunk bed. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad to be a part of it. And then I believe on the 14th or 18th, we'll be taking those bunk beds to the children. And if you have any bedding, if you'd like to donate some bedding, please give me a call. They only accept new bedding for the bunk beds for the children. It has to be new. And I understand that there are a few stores, big lots that sell packed bed and bags and bedding in a bag for $20. So if you'd like to donate some bedding for youth for these brand new bunk beds, please give me a call again, 248-238-4863. We're so glad to have you here this evening, and we thank you for over 10,000 plus viewers and listeners from all over the country that have tuned in to Community Updates. Please continue to tell a friend, tell a neighbor, let people know. We give good information, jobs, great information. Tonight also I want to let you know that Wayne County Community College District, I've been sharing with you that registration started and class start has been open, and classes started on August the 22nd. So classes, you can still register for some classes. Please call 313-496-2600. That's the main number to Wayne County Community College District. Again, that number is 313-496-2600. Or you can go to our website at wcccd.edu. Again, that website is wcccd.edu. We have distance learning classes where you can be in Afghanistan and take a class in Michigan. So check out some of the programs in distance learning, as well as if you're a 60 plus, every class is offered to you for free. For those 60 and older, all classes are free. Feel free again to go to Wayne County Community College District's website, which is wcccd.edu, as well as 313-496-2600. I also was sharing with you at the end of our program last Wednesday how the water crisis, there is a water crisis right now, Miss Kyra. There's not just a crisis in Flint. There's a crisis in Memphis, a crisis in Michigan, in Oakland County. Water, with all the dumping of waste in the water, with all of the oil spills that have been in the water, and you can get a ready fresh water filtration system in your home. I have one, and you can call 248-798-0232. Again, that number is 248-798-0232 and get your Ready Fresh water filtration system. It's similar to a Absol but it's sleeker, it's pretty, they have different color filtration systems that give you hot and cold water, and instead of the water filter being on top, it's under the bottom. And it fits, it's slimmer, it fits into your home very nicely. So please feel free to give a call for the Ready Fresh water filtration system and call 248-798 0232. Many of you called in right after the owner called and said, oh, so many people called in. And you're going to enjoy your water filtration system by Ready Fresh. So please give a call, 248-798-0232. There are always job openings and things that I share with you on my website, not my website, on my Facebook page, soon to have a website. And so I'll share more job information. But we're going to get right in to Miss Kyra Jefferson, who has a wonderful book called Jefferson's Journey, which you can see right here. She has brought a copy of it. And Miss Jefferson, we thank you for coming this evening and sharing with us and sharing with our viewers and listeners all of the, sharing your story. And we appreciate that because we all have a story.
Yes.
We're glad that you're going to share your story. And generally, when we're going through something, it is not just for us that we're going through that situation. It's so that we can help someone else. It's so that as we come through it, remember, people, we are lights on this planet, and everybody has a light that is to shine brightly. And so Miss Kyra Jefferson is going to share from her bright light on how God has brought her through her situation. And she's written this wonderful book called Jefferson's Journey. And what's the second part of there?
The boom, the bankruptcy, and the bounce back.
The boom, the bankruptcy, and the bounce back. I love that. The boom, the bankruptcy, and the bounce back. So tell us, Miss Jefferson, some of your story and how things are going. And again, if you want to call in here to the station, the number's 313-355-6018. Again, that's 313-355-6018. And again, thank you for watching right here on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. And Miss Jefferson, again, tell us a little bit about your story and how you came to write this book.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me. It is
Yes.
an honor and a pleasure to be able to speak with your listeners and be on your show
Thank
to
you.
tell my story and promote and advertise my book. The book tells about my lifestyle before I filed bankruptcy, how I felt about money, and when I had to file bankruptcy, a lot of people during the market crash, I'm into real estate, so when the market crashed, so did my business. But thanks be unto God that He brought me back as well as the business. And I ended up filing bankruptcy in 2008 and ended up leaving my job in 2015 with 18 years seniority to do real estate full time. And once I was able
Now that was just a few years.
Yes.
That didn't take that long. See, God can do a quick work.
Yes. If you're open.
If you're open to it. That's right.
Yes. And it first starts in the mind because
Yes.
for me, working a full-time job, having a real estate portfolio, I mean, you just couldn't tell me nothing. You know, we got the paycheck coming in, we got the rental checks coming in, so never forecasted, never saw it coming. And part of it was my fault because I should have also been more connected to the industry to be able to know what the trends were, what the curves were, and things of that nature. But a lot of times when you're working a full-time job, it's just hard to manage everything and keep up with both. So actually filing bankruptcy, what I thought was going to be a blemish really turned out to be a blessing because it taught me to respect my money. It taught me to track my money. I write down what I spend every day. It teaches me to keep a budget.
Do you write it down or do you use one of the apps?
No, I physically write mine down.
Do you? Okay.
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
And I haven't found an app that quite is tailored to how I write it down because I specifically write, hair, nails. If I go buy a bag of ice, different things. If I go to the dollar
even your
store, chips and different
banks
things.
now are doing some tracking, like Huntington Bank
Yes.
will track for you how you're spending. It does a spending analysis to show if you spent it on food, if you spent it on household goods. So Huntington Bank does that too.
Yes, and I have a Huntington account.
Do you?
But when you write it down,
It
it's more
keeps
tailored
you
and
better.
specific because
Mhm.
Huntington Bank is not going to say, oh, this is her hair money. Oh, this is her nail money. This is,
Yes.
And then sometimes we spend things cash, so outside of the account. So how do you track that?
Mm.
So writing down what you spend every day, although when sometimes you tell people it's like, write down what I spend every day, but you should never be afraid to know what you do with your money. And how I started
Even if it's
is,
$1.
even if it's $1,
I
because
need that advice.
$5 ends up, dollars end up being $5, 10, and then I also save. I have a couple that showed me how to save the dollars with my initials on them, and the dollar has from A through M, if I'm not mistaken.
So let me understand. So you write your initials,
No, there's initial on every dollar.
right?
And so my initials are K, L, and J. So every K, L, and J dollar I get, I put that to the side. And when I travel, I use those to tip and things of that nature. Or if I have a
Okay.
certain need or something like that.
Okay.
But, money should have an assignment.
That's right. I
So-
like that. So you write your initials on the certain dollars.
No, the letters are already on there. I
Uh-huh.
just collect my initials, which are K, L, and J.
Okay.
So if I see a dollar and it has a K on it or L on it or a J on it, I don't spend those dollars. I put those dollars to the side.
Okay. And you spend them for specific things,
Yes.
travel or whatever that
Yes.
you want to.
Yes.
Okay. So you share some of those tips in your book?
Yes, I do. I also talk about how effective the shoe shop is.
Okay.
I talked to a young lady and she had some nice boots. She had some boots on, a little worn, and I said, wow, you should take them to the shoe shop because we don't understand. The shoe shop preserves.
Mm-hmm.
You get them polished, you get them shine, you put taps on them, you can redo, have the heel redone. Even I've had the sole of a shoe redone because sometimes we have
I have
unique
too.
items and you cannot replace that style of boot nor the quality. So sometimes you can add another 5 to 10 years of life onto a boot just by taking it to the shoe shop periodically. Then you don't have to take them every year to be maintained.
So being good stewards of what we've been given by managing them,
Yes.
the items that we have, maintaining the items that we have, that's good advice.
And even the items that you no longer desire, which you may consider trash is someone's treasure. So we have consignment stores, we have resale shops,
We have donation giveaways.
donation giveaways.
Like the Lions Club just did this past Saturday.
Yes.
And some people even went out and bought new shoes, or many of us have things that still have the tags on them.
Yes, and
That
we can't
we
get in
haven't
them.
worn, can't get in it, nothing.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, I
somebody
know
can
I bought things
utilize that.
saying, oh, I'm going to wear this one day, let me get it while it's on sale, never got down to that size again.
Yeah,
So
ladies,
give them
don't
away.
get mad though, because you know how we'll buy. We might be in the 12, and we gonna get this 10, and we gonna get down, and
A
after
year's
a time
gone
limit
by,
and we
2
haven't gotten
years.
down, let somebody else wear the 10.
Exactly.
Let them wear it and utilize it because, you want, when you give something away, it's a reciprocity. So when you give it away, something is going to come back to you. It might not be another material item, but there could be something else that you need or you desire.
And
or
when you
want.
give, the word says when you give, it shall be given back to you. But that doesn't mean it's going to come from the same person
Exactly.
who gave
and
to
9
you.
times out of 10, it's not.
9 times out of 10, it's
It's
not.
not going to come from
So
that
if you're
person.
looking for it to come back from the same person or the same way, it's usually not. But the promise is still there, and it will be given back to you.
Yes.
It will be given back. So if you have some tips too, or questions you'd like to ask Miss Kyra, or tips on some saving tips and things that you do, call in, share it with us. 355, area code 313-355-6018. Again, that's 313-355-6018. We always love to hear from our listeners. A lot of what I've come to learn is that there are a lot of people listening, but a lot of people don't always call in. Some people will call in, some people don't. But we love to have you call in, listeners. We love to hear your point of view. We want to have dialogue with you as well. So again, Miss Kyra, what are some of the other tips and things that you share in this book to help us go from leaving to the point of maybe not having a legacy to leaving a legacy to our children and our children's children, which is a scriptural principle as well?
Yes, it is. One key point is multiple streams of income. If you can even Google this, the average millionaire has seven. And that just says average. That doesn't mean that's all of the streams they have. But the average millionaire has seven streams of income. And like me, I believe in making a stream multiple streams. You know, like the River Jordan had multiple streams. So we have to follow, I believe in following biblical principles to get money as well, because I have a book. So I'm currently working with someone to turn my book into a workbook. So once we do the workbook, I'm going to do workshops where we have the book, we have the workbook. I've done speaking engagements. So that's another stream of income. But all of those things have been birthed from the one book, the one idea of the book.
Wonderful.
So a lot of times God has blessed all of us with gifts and talents, and we never want to be like the man that got the one talent and buried it. A lot of times we say we don't have enough money, but God has given us all the power to get wealth. So it's about how you utilize and use your power. A lot of us can bake good cakes, or we cook good, we barbecue, and it's something simple as putting a flyer together sometimes and making dinners, or letting your church know after Sunday. I know a lady right now, Sunday after church, she pops her trunk. She sells desserts. She sells food.
That's her gift.
Greens. She has dinners. She has all kinds of stuff just out of her truck right after church. And I can only imagine how much money she makes on a Sunday right after church. Someplace that she goes, she frequents. Everybody is aware. She doesn't even have to blast out any flyers anymore. And all of us have those things. And what I love about this era and going through the pandemic is all of the food trucks that were birthed.
I was just
I have
ready to
never
say,
seen
she'll
as
end up
many
having a
food
food truck before long, or a restaurant.
Right.
Someone just called me today about a food truck, a business that they're trying to start, and wanted some information.
And there's so much funding for startup business.
Exactly.
I mean, there's more money for startup businesses than there are for existing businesses.
That's true. And the food truck industry is huge right now. You can have food will travel. You can take your truck with wherever you go. There are food trucks that I go to specifically because where it's sitting, I love the food. It's sitting right there, Livernois in Detroit.
Oh, yes. I mean, I love how Livernois has become the mecca for African Americans.
Yes,
you can
I
go
love
from
it.
8 Mile.
I smile every time I drive down that street.
6 Mile. There's so many new restaurants and establishments, and even on 6 Mile between Wyoming and Livernois, I'm a part of Rehab, which is a real estate developers association, and they gave an event at the Detroit Pizza Bar, which is a new black-owned pizza place on 6 Mile. So that was nice.
And there's a Livernois or a refurbishment of community businesses and services in every city. Find out where it is in your city. Find out what grants and home small business loans and you really don't have to stay away from the loans if you can. There's too much free money available.
There really
but
is.
You've got to go out and get it. Don't write get a grant writer and have someone write a grant that has relationships with fiduciaries. Not just asking your friend to write a grant for you. Not just being real churchy or have too many churchy words in your grant. Find a good grant writer. Pay them up front. And I used to be a grant writer. People always wanted to pay you on the back end. No. Pay them up front.
They want to pay when they get
the money.
Okay.
No. Pay up front, get your grant, and prosper. But there's so much free money. If you go to one of these sites for grants that's trying to charge you for information about their grants, that's not the site. There are too many ways to get grant funding information, whether it be for school or business, that is free. There are companies that capitalize on what you don't know, and they charge you for information that you can go right to Google and get for free. Yes, there's an art, though, to searching.
Yes.
There's an art to searching. That's a gift that I have. that I'm not currently doing it anymore right now. But it is a gift, and I saw that. I used to say, okay, Lord, this is a gift.
But that's like
how you
back
just
to what I
bring
was
it
saying.
to my mind on how to type in the right Google search,
It
and I
is, and
find
it's
what
a
I'm looking.
blessing.
It's a blessing.
I went to get my hair done, and the lady, first time getting
And
my
you
hair
look
done.
gorgeous, by the
Thank
way. You're
you.
welcome.
And new shop she's in.
Mm-hmm.
First time ever meeting her, getting my hair done. And I gave her 3 different ideas before I left on things she could do to utilize her space, and she had never thought of it. And I've done that before. I was just a part of a mentoring program, the Treasure Within, and first time being a part of that particular mentoring program and going to meet with the head of it. Got some ideas, tips, tools, and strategies, because most of us are someone's answer, and that's what you really want to be. You want to
The
be
answer.
the answer.
And we can be the answer.
Oh, we are the
We
answer.
are the answer for not just
Nothing comes without investment, normally of time, some form of money. But now there are free programs, and since you spoke of grants, I'm connected with an organization called Pacific Community Ventures.
I hope you all are writing down some of this information in the
Pacific
organization.
Community Ventures is a nonprofit. It is free. She literally gave us 7 different websites to go on for grants.
And what was the name of that?
Pacific Community Ventures. And they're looking for entrepreneurs, and they do workshops, but what makes them amazing is whatever your deficiency is in your business, they will put you with a mentor, and you all have one-on-one interaction. You schedule your own time, whether you meet once a week, twice a week, whether you meet once a month.
And it's free to meet with them.
It's free.
Their assistance is free.
It's all free.
Wonderful.
It's all free. You don't pay to be connected to the person. You don't pay the person. The person actually volunteers to do it. And so this is my second go round.
Okay.
So I'm actually working with a gentleman now to help me with learn marketing and social media.
Okay.
Because I'm not into videos and those things, so he has me doing videos and all kind of stuff and new stuff and how to
And
trim
I'll
a
be
video
sending you
and
this
stuff like
video.
that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So there's also so many free things, and if you have a business account at a credit union or bank, talk to them, because I guarantee you they have some workshops, some seminars, some information, or some funding tips for small businesses. They have allocated so many things because they realized that during the pandemic, so many small businesses were birthed, and so many small businesses were able to thrive with aid and assistance financially and technically.
That is wonderful information. You're getting all this great information this evening right here on Community Updates, WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the land. This is, I'm Michelle Turner White, and this is Miss Kyra Jefferson, and we are sharing with you some great information on how you can develop and have multiple streams of income. But you want to connect with organizations and things that are free and available for you, like the Pacific Community Ventures company that she was just sharing with us. And she shared a few other things. This is Community Updates, where we give you information to help those in the community. If the information is not just for you, share it with someone else. You know, and talk to people that are wanting to start businesses or wanting to get into real estate or other things, or looking for other ways to have additional income. Share the information with them. Maybe you're already a millionaire and don't need it, or a multi-millionaire and don't need it. Share it with someone else, because if you are, then someone might be they need your help too. So
we all need a little help.
We all need help, and we're all here on this planet, and we help one another. Yes. So tell me a little bit about your backstory. You shared with me on the phone a little bit of your backstory.
various people about, they would ask questions about things I have on, and I would begin to tell them about the resale, consignment shopping. So when I filed bankruptcy, I had to literally restructure how I thought about money, restructure how I handled money. And then it's like, how do I bring the business back? So I had to tailor my money in a certain way. And when you file bankruptcy, you starting all over. You know, no credit cards, no anything. So what I did was I decided that it taught me to live by cash. So slowly but surely incorporated the credit cards. But what I first did, I came up with a budget, looked at what was coming in, what had to go out, what were some of the things that I wanted to do, how could I bring my business back, and I began to work on my credit to get my credit score up. How am I going to bring the business back?
Did you work with a credit company? Did you eliminate television fees?
Well, what I eliminated was a car note.
Okay.
I haven't had a car note probably in over 10 years.
So you had a car note prior to filing bankruptcy.
Yes.
And what did you do?
At the time, I had two cars. I had a paid-for car and I had a car note.
So you got rid of
I got rid of the car note and I kept the paid-for car. And I do that to this day. If something happens to the car that's paid for, I get rid of that one and go buy another one. Plus, you can get once, if something happens to the car, even if the motor is dead or anything, they'll come pick up the car and give you a couple $100s for the car. So you can even jump the car, you know, take that $500, help put on another car. And because I used to tell my girlfriends at that particular time, because remember the market had tanked as well. So a car note and insurance basically was not only enough money to purchase a property, but sometimes it was enough for the rehab or part of the rehab. I bought a property with the auction for $1,600. You know, that kind of stuff is unheard of in this day. But at that particular time,
not really. You
which
can
was
still get homes, right? For even in this city as well as others, Florida and other places, for auction and for land. What do you call it?
Detroit Land Bank.
The land banks, not just here, but land banks in Florida.
Well, when I bought a house for $1,600, I just did a land bank house.
Did you?
The rehab was way more extensive.
Yeah, exactly. That's
the house I bought from the auction.
That's the catch-22. Right. You might get it for $1,000, but it's going to take.
But the rehab was extensive, very extensive. But it was great. It was an amazing experience, a very trying experience. But it also afforded me to buy the homes, buy a couple lots, and because I did well with the homes, they're selling me the rest of the lots on the block to develop. So it's going to be an exciting experience.
So tell us about, you went from bankruptcy to multiple streams of income. You disciplined yourself to save some money, to put some things aside, to rebuild your credit.
Yes.
And then did you already have some properties?
Well,
before bankruptcy?
I had property before bankruptcy, but because they had mortgages on them, I had to, they were wiped out with the bankruptcy. They were all, I had to return them foreclosed. You know, they were all wiped out during the bankruptcy, and, you know, they cleared them off. So
you started all over.
Yes.
When did you start buying some new properties? Did you go to the land bank and start buying some properties?
I actually started with the Wayne County, with the auction.
Okay.
And so that's where I began to buy some properties and began to come back into the fold and purchase.
Now, aren't there some catches with the auction? With you might buy
like the redemption period or something. I didn't run into that portion of it, but what I did run into was the houses. Two of the houses that I purchased had people in them. So getting the people out of the homes.
So how did you get the squatters out?
Attorney. Because before, when I was in real estate, I had a landlord real estate attorney, and so he walked me through how to go about evicting. Because
so you were still working at this time?
Yes.
And you had to pay an attorney?
Yes.
So you had some money saved before you started on your real estate venture, or no?
So
that you could get an attorney?
Well, at that time, remember, I've already filed bankruptcy.
Right.
So I really don't have any bills, but I'm still working.
Okay.
So I have a
you're
paycheck.
still working.
Yeah, I'm
and
still
receiving
working.
your paycheck.
Yes.
Okay.
So I use some of those funds to hire the attorney to get the people out of the homes.
Okay.
And he told me how you can file the papers even though you don't know the person's name. If you kind of tailor it to the address.
Okay.
And I began
Now,
that
what about
procedure.
rehabbing some of these homes that you got on auction, at
Mhm.
auction? Who did the rehab?
What's so interesting, it's funny you said that. I was at the properties I did for the land bank, and the gentleman that rehabbed the houses, he stops me like, "Do you remember me?" And he lives down the street from the two that I rehabbed, and he's asking me about this house he owns across the street. So it's so interesting that you asked about him because I hadn't seen him in years, and he pulls up on me because he sees me at the land bank houses. But he did the houses for me back then, and he remembered them. And so
when
he's
you
talking
have
to
a
me.
vision, God will provide and give
yes.
you the provision.
Oh, definitely.
You don't know where it's coming from. She just happened to be there, and the man said, "Do you remember me?" And then he helped you rehab the next few houses.
Well, no, the gentleman that said, "Do I remember him?" is the one that helped me rehab the houses when I bought them
Before.
back in 20. Yeah.
Okay.
When I bought the houses for, when we talked about the first houses I bought for like 1,600.
Right.
So he rehabbed those houses for
Okay.
me.
See.
And so I hadn't seen him since then, up until a couple days ago. So it's just, that's what I said. It was funny you mentioned that because I ended up running into him at the land bank houses that I currently bought, purchased, and are now sold. Actually, I close on one of them tomorrow.
So did you rehab the land bank houses, or did you just flip them as is?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I rehabbed them. One of them was wide open where anybody could walk in it, and we determined the agent.
So who are you getting to rehab the homes for you? Because someone's listening saying, I've been thinking about, come on, callers, some of you have been thinking about rehabbing homes, getting into the real estate business, but not quite sure how am I going to get some people, do I know anybody? Where am I going to get people to help fix it up? Am I as handy as I believe? I'm watching HGTV, but can I really do it?
Right, and that's important, especially when you do an extensive rehab. You don't want to, even if you do it yourself, you want to have someone. One of the things, referrals. You want to vet the people. You want to be able to see their work. And me personally, I like to see the physical work. Sometimes it's a problem and I have to wrestle with it to get it. But my thing is if I'm spending or investing a nice amount of money in your company to rehab a house, I should be able to see something that you're working on.
And even some of the materials, there are a few organizations like Restore
Habitat for
and
Humanity.
Habitat for Humanities that have wonderful, what do you call the sinks and the vanities and different things that you would need for rehabbing properties.
And Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook, I love Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning. I'm getting ready to do a house, and a guy is going to show me and help me get most of my material from Facebook Marketplace.
I get a lot of things from Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, so
they're
I'm joining
good things.
You. That's what he said.
Very good things.
I'm going to test it out, and I'm going to see how much material can I get off of Facebook Marketplace instead of Home Depot, Lowe's,
you can get the
Menards,
rocks, you can get the bricks, you can get the pavement, you can
he
get
showed me
all
kind
of
I
things.
mean, little or nothing. Sometimes people are giving stuff away, so it's
and
all
when
kind of
people
stuff.
need truck U-Haul, like the haulers to put on the back of your car, you can get those things from Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, the people that will haul
equipment.
Okay.
Well, you can get, let's say tools, different tools. Some tools, yes, you want to buy them brand new. But there are many tools that you can get right off of Facebook Marketplace. Everything doesn't have to be brand new for you to use it and get some life out of it, especially as you're growing and growing your business. So tell us some other things that you share in here for our viewers and listeners.
I have a whole chapter on multiple streams of income just in case, because sometimes you have a desire for multiple streams of income, but you're not quite sure what you can do what can fit in your schedule, because if you work, there's still jobs, things you can do on the weekends. Now, a lot of things you can do just from home. There's focus groups. I just did a focus group about how I utilize my credit cards. $100. I spent 1 hour and made $100. If you include
So how
the
do people
survey,
find out about focus groups?
you can Google them. A lot of times they'll pop up.
And you go in and speak to the group, and then
Well, what
pay
they
you?
normally do is they have a specific topic they like to discuss. Like, say it might be vacuums, and so they'll send out a survey, and you answer the questions about your vacuum, and based upon the answers, they may call and say, "Hey, I noticed you use your vacuum often or whatever," and they'll ask you a couple questions, and if you answer the questions and I guess you fall within a certain score, then they'll ask you to get on a live Zoom, and they'll ask you questions very specific about the vacuum or Hoover, or what brand of vacuum and different
A lot of
things,
people
and you get paid.
do surveys
Mhm.
or do the the marketing where you go into restaurants and
Yes.
and evaluate that restaurant,
Mhm.
and you get paid for doing
You
that.
sure do.
So there are many different ways. Also, I've read that having some people have a multi-level marketing business as one of their streams of income. Do you have one of those too?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't.
Okay.
I don't even know, but I do know a young lady that works full time, and she posts and do different things for people for social media.
Okay.
And that type of thing. I know a gentleman, he goes to school, I think he's in high school actually, and he has a business where he helps people with their social media and marketing and doing all kind of stuff to your Facebook, your social media platforms and things of that nature.
And having these multiple streams of income has allowed Miss Kyra Jefferson to come off of her job and do it full time. How many of us are ready to come off of our job but just not quite sure how? What do I do so that I can make more money? Well, she's sharing with us this evening some wonderful things. Maybe you've got some ideas. Please feel free to give us a call and tell us about some of the things that you're doing that are providing additional income for you, that are giving you an opportunity to maybe add to your retirement, or maybe it's now become your sole income. But you can reach us here, 313-355-6018. Again, 313-355-6018. So you mentioned the importance of leaving a legacy to your children and your children's children, and that is so important. We don't want to just leave this earth and not leave anything to our children. So that's important to do. That's important to plan ahead. I can think when my mother passed, she had her obituary done. She had everything done already. And it was a tremendous weight lifted.
Right.
Because she had all the paperwork, everything prepared. Now, she used to type on a typewriter. So, of course, I had to convert it to a computer, but big deal.
But everything was
there for me. All the verbiage, everything was there. Her paperwork was all in order. So that's very important. I'm still working on mine.
Yeah, organization
and
a business,
all
especially multiple streams, is very key, because you want to know, first of all, what each stream is doing.
Yes.
It's one thing to have multiple streams of income, but if you don't pay attention or figure out what each stream is doing, you could have a stream and another stream is just holding that stream together.
So how are you keeping track of them? Do you use QuickBooks or how are you keeping track?
Spreadsheets.
Okay, spreadsheets on Excel.
Mm-hmm.
So see, there are programs out there to assist you, like QuickBooks and some other ones, but she's keeping it basic. It's working for her.
Or Google Sheets. If you
Google
don't have
Sheets.
Excel, if you have Google Sheets, you can create a similar Excel spreadsheet through the same thing as Google Sheets.
So don't let anything deter you. I know some of the flyers that I make for our program, and there are other programs out there, and when I get to learning those, I will use those. But you use what skill you have while you have it, and you grow as you go. Grow as you go. You will do better as you learn more.
Mm-hmm.
But just get your feet wet. Get out there, get your business started. Look at the gifts and talents that you have within you and how you can monetize those things, how you can have additional multiple streams of income, and keeping track of them so that you know that you can go and increase your wealth. So tell us some more about some of the things that you wanted to share with us. There was one thing that I had written down where you
You
said,
also want to have everybody working.
okay,
You want to have the kids working
oh, that's right.
because they can. I know nobody get alarmed, but
Mhm.
you could have, if you have a small child, they literally can. People drink so much pop and beer, and you could literally have them pick out a couple neighbors, and literally they can collect bottles and cans, and I promise you, they'll probably have $20, $30 a week,
Yeah.
if not more. But we all have something, and sometimes if you can't figure out like what you think, what am I good at that can make money, ask the people around you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And ladies, I got a great one for us. I talk about a purse swapping party. Most of us have purses in our closets that we haven't used. Maybe somebody gave it to you. Maybe you just don't want it anymore. And it's also a good way to get together with your girlfriends. And you can have people bring over their purses. Some of them charge little or no money, or you can just trade. Maybe you like her purse, she likes yours. You can swap out purses, but you can make it fun. It's not a thing. And then you also put your house on a diet. Go through the house. A lot of times we got movie channels that we're not using. We got stuff in the house that somebody else needs to utilize, but we're not utilizing. You can go through your whole house, kids' clothes. You can sell those things at a consignment shop. You can do a garage sale. You can, all
I
of those
love that.
things.
You said put your house on a diet.
Mm-hmm.
Go through the house and purge. Put
And
the
then
house on
we
a
got
diet.
cell phones. If everybody in the house has a cell phone, have we ever called to see who has the better plan? Do we call to make sure that we're paying the lowest that we can for the internet service that we need? All of those things. Somebody challenged me to it was a great assignment. Credit cards. Finding out um, what do I want to say? What all advantages your credit card has other than 3% off gas or 5% off a meal. Do you know some of your credit cards, if you rent a car with that credit card, you don't need insurance? If you get into an accident, they have a number that you can call through the credit card company, and they already have the insurance built in because you rented the car with that insurance company, with that credit card. They have points. I can't tell you how many times I've ordered gift cards, either to give away or just for myself. I just used a gas gift card for $25. So with the points that I accumulate, I normally use them for gas, restaurants, different things of that nature. So if you have credit cards, you want to know what are all of the benefits, not some. You want to know all of the benefits that your credit cards have on them. And each card is different, but that was for me an amazing assignment, finding out all of the benefits that my credit cards have, because I only assumed that they had percentages off for travel, restaurants, gas, things of that nature. But you'd be surprised, your credit card can be utilized for far more than just spending.
So do you go to the website of the credit card and
Yes.
see what benefits they offer? Put in the search engine of the website that your credit card, whatever the name of the credit card company is, and then see benefits.
And a lot of times, most of us pay our credit cards and different things online anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to the website, they normally have a drop down or something, for benefits or whatever. But a lot of times, you don't take that deep dive. And what I'm actually going to go back and do is each credit card, the benefits were so long that I only printed a couple of them. Literally, you have pages and pages of benefits per card. And I'm going to, at some point, go back and literally print all of them so that I can get them. One of them I was able to get rid of my insurance on my credit card because one of my cards has insurance. I think it was Navy Federal. Don't quote me. I could be wrong, but they have where you can get the cell phone insured.
You mean the iPhone?
It says cell phone, so iPhone,
Okay.
Android.
Android, iPhone. Okay. Because that adds up per month.
It does.
And the phones themselves are already astronomical prices.
Yes, they are.
I felt robbed the first time I got my iPhone. $1,000-something.
Yes, that's
For a phone. I said, a phone? And he said, no, ma'am, it's really a computer. Which now I do realize it is, because I use it probably more than I use a computer.
yes.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. So multiple streams of income are keys to success. There's power in home ownership.
Yes.
So going to the land banks of wherever you, because again, our listeners are all over the country.
Right.
This information that we like to share here on Community Updates is not just for Michigan. This is information for all over the United States. You have land bank and various ways to purchase property in whatever state you live in. If there are auctions, find out where the home auctions are. Find out where the land bank authority is in your area. Find out if there's a nuisance abatement or repair to own program in your area. Again, that's nuisance abatement and repair to own. Those are programs that allow you to fix up a property and not have to pay any taxes on it until it's refurbished. So that can even take some years. There are all types of ways to get properties, ways to get vacant lots, and where you can keep and use for parking lots or use for different things or sell them. Do you ever sell properties that you purchase and sell to other companies that are looking to maybe refurbish in certain areas when you buy vacant lots?
No,
or what do
I
you
haven't
do
got
with the
to
vacant
that
lots?
part yet. I just got the first 2 lots in 2021. And then I'm in the process of working with the land bank to acquire the remaining lots
Okay.
on the block.
Okay.
So,
That's wonderful. So she purchased 2 lots, but the land bank authority is now working with her so that she can acquire more lots within that area.
Mhm.
That is wonderful. So we just, anything else you want to share with our viewers before we have to part this evening?
I want to say that,
And give your information.
like she said, in the Bible it says, have an inheritance for our children's children. And the only 2 things I know of that we can hand down to our children is a business and real estate. And the average millionaire, I'm going to say most millionaires or multimillionaires, billionaires, real estate is in their portfolio. And we're in a day and time now where rent is getting extremely high. And it's now, sometimes now rent is double what it would be if you actually had a mortgage. That's where we're going to now. Rent has gone up astronomically during the pandemic. And if you had a home during the pandemic, a lot of times if you had equity, you could have used some of the equity, got an equity line of credit, borrowed against it, used it as a cushion. And then if you have a property and you own it, you can paint the walls. You can decorate it how you want to. You can make it your own.
So, Ms. Jefferson, we appreciate you coming and sharing all this information. On the flyer that we've been passing around and posted on the website, it tells you how to get in touch with Ms. Kyra Jefferson. But I also want to let you know you can reach her at KyraJeff, KYRAJEFF 2003 at gmail.com. KYRAJEFF 2003 at gmail.com. And her phone number is 248-289-0770. Again, that's 248-289-0770. We want you to come and purchase a copy of this book. The listeners can go right here and purchase a copy of her book.
You can purchase the book on the website is www.jeffersons-journey.com. Again, it's www.jeffersons-journey.com. And you can purchase the book there. I'll sign the book and I will mail it to your home.
Wonderful. Thank you again. Take care. Thank you for tuning in to Community Updates. Have a great week.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you. Yes.